act of terrorism. What comes to mind when you see something like this? And also with Ferguson, as you know, what's going on in Missouri, it was a domestic act of terrorism. What, as a former military personnel, such as yourself, what comes to mind when you see something like this? Go ahead, Amy.
Regarding Ferguson, what comes to mind is domestic terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
That we, as being former military, when we are trained, we are trained to shoot to kill and to always be ready for the enemy. And if you're put in a situation such as Officer Wilson was, and he felt that his life was in danger, and to me, he had every right to do what he did because he felt his life was in danger.
Right.
And like they said last night on the news, that they went through everything, and they went through absolutely every piece of evidence that, for the case, and that they felt that Officer Wilson was in the right, that there was nothing linking him to Michael's death,
right.
And that Officer Wilson was in the right when it came to self-defense because they felt that his life was in danger, so what he did they felt was right. As former military in that situation, I too would do the same exact thing as what Officer Wilson does. And as for the two that put his address out on the internet, shame on them. And they had better know that if something happens to him or his family, I guarantee you that both of those scumbags will go to prison without fail.
Also, the news media is also to blame for this because you got Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson instigating this on MSNBC as well as Political to instigate this. That ABC, CBS, NBC, all the major TV networks also hyped us up. And we did not. Yesterday, believe it or not, we had a female duck hunter from Texas, by the way, and she was talking about what's going on. Did you know there is like a Minuteman group down in Texas? They have so far since March of this year, 7 months so far. We have sent back and captured 700 illegal immigrants so far. This is from Texas, by the way. We done this. We captured them and we sent them back to Mexico again. We done this. Again, we should have military out on our borders. This is a war on terrorism we have here. And these people are nothing more. What happened at Ferguson is nothing more than what's going on right now over on ISIS, by the way. ISIS is where Gaza Strip is. Another car basically got destroyed again, and the fires are breaking out again at Gaza Strip. Fires. Now, the same thing happened at Ferguson. Do you see the two related? I believe so. I mean, even though one's ISIS and the other one's domestic terrorism, I call it equal. What do you say, Amy, at former military? Go ahead.
From a military standpoint, on a point, I do feel that they are connected, but in a point, I feel that they're not connected because ISIS, yes, is definitely a domestic terrorism act. Ferguson is just stupid, trailer trash black people. Not all black people, may I make that correct, and say not all black people are bad. I have black friends, black African American friends that are great people. Don't get me wrong. But all of the ones that you saw on TV are black trailer trash. Because if they were raised by any sort of decent parenting, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whoever raised them, should have known better. That, you know what, it was a simple thing, it went through the jury, and they decided doing what he did. And that little black thug, apparently, I don't know, haven't read any of the reports, but I can only, from what the mayor said last night, is that, or the officer, whoever it was that was up there on podium last night, whoever said that, said that they worked through everything and they know that Officer Wilson was not at fault. He did what he felt that he had to do.
Right.
And it's like we in the military. If we are ingrained in the military that if your life is put in danger and you have the weapon on your back, that if you think your life is in danger at all, it's either going to be you or them, and it's to kill. That's what we are taught in the military.
Mm.
And that's exactly what Officer Wilson did. And I don't know if he is former military. I do not know. But if he's not, he did what we would do in the military, is shoot to kill, because he figures his life is in danger, and it's either that black scumbag or him.
Right.
And he's got a family. This little thug doesn't. And it's the drugs, it's the, just the raping of the women, the burning stuff down. They're thugs. I'm sorry. But any classy military person who, or officer for that fact, if they are non-military and they feel threatened, they would do the same thing that us military would do in that general case, is
Right.
shoot to kill.